Okay, everybody. Title of this video is, well, it starts out by saying, stay at home. You might have 2 or 3 days to avoid panic. I want you to watch this guy's video. There's a lot of things that aren't available now. I don't know if I agree with them or not in the title, but I agree with what this video says, from what I've heard.
Researchers and virologists, and we have relayed this information to you, the people of America, Canada, Australia, the United Kingdom, because we need to be prepared as though we were given the correct information by our government so that we can take the steps necessary to make sure that we are prepared. I received this last night, and from this person is more of an acquaintance that did not want to be named because of the nature of what is happening and the severity of what is happening. Cases are being seen in hospitals across North America, and you are not hearing about it as you should. Healthcare workers are getting concerned as we focus on the let's look at just PPE. That's personal protective equipment. That's your masks and your goggles, your gowns, things that the healthcare workers are wearing on the front line, things that you will have to wear as you care for other people or as you move to get your last minute goods. Can a nurse or a doctor, a surgeon, or even just an observer wear the same mask between infected persons? What about daily changes in containment protocols? We spoke with health workers on the front line of this disease in North America, and upon their inventory, that's what they have in hospital now, in practice right now. Upon their reserves, that's what they have in lock and key, and what they expect, their replenishment, resupplies. They only have a couple of weeks worth of masks and other PPE gear. If this turns into a larger event and every disease researcher, every virologist, and every government and NGOs are saying that it is. They don't want to instill panic in you, because if you are panicked, you're not going to go to work, and we're going to talk about that. You're not going to go and give your money back that you earned to your retail outlet. You're not going to do these things. Instead, you are going to stay at home, because at home is the safest place that you can be. But if that panic starts, you need to be prepared. Why can't they order more? That's probably a question that we're asking ourselves. Well, they're in the hospital. Why can't they just order more? Or they're in a practice at a doctor's office. In short, everyone in the entire world right now is ordering more. If you go online, please tell me if you can purchase a P100 or an N95 and get it delivered as though it was in stock. That means get it delivered tomorrow, 2 days from now, rush delivery for the end of the week, maybe even the beginning of next week. Absolutely not. What you're going to find is either price gouging, $50 for one N95 on somewhere like eBay, or you're going to find a reserve supply. So they expect to get it to you by March, April, May.
Hang on. Just a second. I just want to say a little more. I just want to say a few things here. Number one. Not number one. I'm not speaking in order because I'm losing my train of thought because there's so much going on. What you need to do for yourselves is see what you have on hand and probably organize. See what you've got on hand and see what you're short on. Don't go mass buying. You'll empty the shelves. But get what you can. I know I only have 9 or 10 viewers on this. I can't see any way that this would go viral. I don't know if this man's video did go viral. I left a link to it in my description box. I don't know how many viewers he has. We watching this video, his and mine, are still a minority, a very small minority, and we can be prepared. So let me bring this guy back up.
Maybe even further out. Millions and millions of masks are going to be necessary to fight this disaster, and they just don't have them. And governments of our world, under emergency orders and protocols, take over manufacturing plants and convert those plants into PPE creation. We are not going to be able to put American soil exactly what you saw in China, and that is healthcare workers. People.
And about stopping this, we are going to be able to fight this. I did see a video. I don't know if I have the link right now, but Pence has ordered basically a wartime pudding for the production of personal protective equipment. I saw that just about 20 minutes ago while I was scouring the internet. So don't freak out. Don't freak out.
People who are literally standing between life and death for people who don't know better or can't handle themselves or can't get over the infection that they're trying to fight. The people who stand on that line between life and death not have the protective equipment necessary to make sure that they are safe. And then they will begin to ask themselves, do I need to be standing here or do I need to be home with my children? Should I be standing here helping you or should I be there keeping my house safe? You don't want them to start asking those kinds of questions, because then when someone has a routine problem, something like an emergency, a heart attack, whatever it might be, falls down, breaks the bones out of it, you can't just leave that alone and wait it out until the end of this disaster is over. You need emergency care at that moment, and you don't want to go into a practice and have them say, I'm sorry, we can't help you because we didn't have the gear necessary to make sure that our frontline workers can stand here and help you. You're facing a disease that could have been better prepared for, and it's not. And now is the time for you and me, individuals, citizens, just people in normal everyday life. Your intelligences are concerned that as we shift away from the current infection control measures, that's everyday non-pandemic, non-outbreak life, to more stringent and effective practices, this shift will eliminate any and all stock of personal protective equipment, from masks to gowns to face shields. No matter what they have, it will eliminate that stock in the healthcare setting. That's going to leave people on the line. We are looking at a end of year, end of 2020 resupply of this. Of course, you will have algorithmic driven shorthand resupplies. That means you might get a couple hundred here, you might get a couple thousand there, but it's nowhere near matching the numbers of what is necessary. You've seen the videos of nurses in China, you've seen them in South Korea, you've seen them in Japan. In unlimited cases, you've seen them in Italy. It's not that the only thing that you can do is not fear through preparation. You can go out and you can get your over-the-counter medication today, because just like masks are gone, tomorrow over-the-counter medication is going to be gone. And of course, I don't mean tomorrow as Friday. I mean the next time when you need it, when people get scared and they go out and panic buy, it's going to be gone. And so you're going to be left with either a bottle of Robitussin or maybe a resupply sometime in April or June. You need to go out and get these things now. Get your Tylenol. Get your ibuprofen. Use off-brand purchases. Use online services. Go to Walmart. Go to Target online. Go to Amazon. And I'm going to put links down in the first pinned comment of what we purchased off-brand. We did that.
There is a point to that. There is a point to that. The point is, be careful not to raid the stores. Be careful of crowds. If the crowds grow, stay away. Don't even go there. Stay away from mass crowds of people. Stay where there are few people. This could be an airborne virus, but there is proof, and it probably is an airborne virus, but there is proof that it can be spread from person to person. You can come in contact with someone that hasn't been to China and still get it. Stay away from crowds. You're not as likely to be in contact with someone who actually is a carrier. Let me go back to this guy's video. But the thing is, the online purchases, that's what I was going to bring out. If you order the online purchases, some of them, if the companies aren't that busy, you will get your shipment in a week or two or less. And that way you don't have to be in the crowds at the store. You don't want to be in the crowds at the stores. I'm saying that again.
So that we have a great supply. You know, you go to Walmart and you get a bottle of Robitussin. It gives you 4 to 12 ounces of Robitussin. You can go and buy 2 pints of its active ingredient. That's the expectorant. And you can buy of the cough suppressant. 2 pints of this is $14. Or you can spend $8 on just 12 ounces. I choose the 2 pints because then I will have in my house what is necessary to fight this without thinking of, do I need to go out and risk infection to go and get more? The CDC has warned you to prepare. There are over 47 countries as it stands right now, Thursday, that are infected. You might not be seeing case blooms. You might not be seeing everybody around you sick, but it's coming. Up to 70% of the entire world's population is expected to get infected. Now, luckily, we are moving into a warmer climate. There is some seasonal driving of this disease that has been marked through different pandemic algorithms that we're looking at, just based on what is happening in China. But that doesn't mean that COVID-19 is not going to evolve. It doesn't mean that it is not going to adapt better. What it means is we might have a window of opportunity. So what's the hurt? If things get a little bit better for a couple of weeks or a couple of months, and then it comes around again worse next year, what's the hurt with having 2 pints of expectorant? What's the hurt of having a little bit extra Tylenol, aspirin? What's some extra? There is absolutely no hurt in that. You will be better prepared. You won't panic buy. You won't be afraid. You will be able to care for yourself, and you will know exactly where your line in the sand is. And once it gets crossed, you will lock things down. Health officials warned that the American populace, the average person, you and me, go out and prepare for this. They asked for your help in this preparation. Federal health officials issued an alarming message to the American public just this week, warning that the public, you and me, needs to start preparing for the possibility that more aggressive, disruptive measures may be necessary to stop the spread of this disease as it takes roots across North America. Now you say, what are those measures? Those measures are complete school closures, local lockdowns, statewide lockdowns. You have quarantines of contact traced individuals, people told to stay home from work. You can expect these things to happen. Why? Because they worked in the only place that this outbreak, and that's China, and so they're going to work here. So you will see complete closures, and you will see millions of people locked down. In concert, the Canadian health authorities have told the people of Canada to begin preparing now for a pandemic. The time for watch and wait, authorities are saying, is over. And the time for action is now. It's not so much a question of if this will happen. This is according to Dr. Nancy Messonnier of the Center for Disease Control, but more really a question of when it will happen and how many people in this country, the United she goes on to say, while aggressive measures such as travel restrictions and the first federal quarantine in nearly half a century have probably slowed its arrival, more aggressive measures are needed. We are asking the American public, and remember, anytime they start doing this, you can expect things to be on a level of magnitude worse than what they're saying, because they have to slowly give out information to not instill public to work with us to prepare the expectation that this could be bad. She goes on to say, I had a conversation with my family over breakfast this morning. I wanted to bring this up because on a recent video we talked about this, but not word for word. This is the Center for Disease Control. She says, quote, I had a conversation with my family over breakfast this morning, and I told my children that while I didn't think they were at risk, it's a numbers game. If we only have handfuls, dozens, hundreds of cases in the United States against millions of people, you going to the store today means that you are at low risk. You're not going to win that lottery you don't want to win. But just like the lottery, somebody is going to win it. Soon, it's going to become less like lottery and more like taxes. And that means everybody is going to have to pay. We, as a family, need to be preparing for significant disruptions of our lives. Those measures, of course, will include school closures, workplace shutdowns, canceling gatherings, and public events. I understand this whole situation, she goes on to say, may seem overwhelming and that disruption to everyday life may be severe. But these are things that people need to start thinking about now. And that's what you and I need to start thinking about now. Where is that line in the sand? Even though right now,
I'm just going to leave it at that because I want you to go to his channel. This guy has done a lot of research. I don't want to steal everything from him. I don't want to steal anything from him. I want the truth to get out. And if he's righteous, he does too. Thanks for watching.